What did it for you? Like, what shook you out? I mean, what was it that you had to...
Learning about the way that banks can issue infinite amounts of money or near infinite amounts of money with fiat. What does fiat mean? It means faith. It's not even backed by gold. Like I was told, I thought our money had value. It has no value.
But what triggered you to like look deeper?
The
what was it?
War in Iraq, 2006, George Bush, when I found out there were no weapons of mass destruction, I'm like, what? Okay. Now let's go a little deeper. 9/11, I saw the buildings fall in free fall. I'm like, well, they told me that planes knocked them down. Why are they falling without support? The entire buildings. That it was like thing after thing after thing, and then I'm like, why are we in 2 wars in the Middle East all of a sudden when only one of them is involved with our attack? All of it was very strange. I got more.
There are 3 great examples from the 2006 area-ish that I think were, shocking to a lot of people. The first was Loose Change. You ever see Loose Change?
No, give it to me.
So it was a viral documentary, Loose Change 9/11 second edition. It was second one that went super viral. And it essentially insinuates a conspiracy or cover up around what really happened on 9/11. I am not saying that the documentary is true. They've actually issued a bunch of corrections. There's a lot of speculation. I'm not issuing an opinion on that. But for a lot of people to watch something like that, it changed their perspective on what the news was telling them. And this resulted in, for me, for instance, I'm working at O'Hare Airport and they play this video for we're watching it. Someone's like, you got to watch this. And I'm like, what's going on? Like some guy brings it in the break room and I'm skeptical on everything, but it did make me think like, was this really in the news? Like these things they're referencing? Cause that's not what I heard. And then I wanted to read more and more about it. To be fair though, I had been online most of my life. So, I'd been well connected to, I've always been reading things, but for the people around me, that was like all of a sudden they were getting a different set of information. The next was Zeitgeist and Zeitgeist Moving Forward. These were 2 big documentaries at the time around this period. And I think it was Moving Forward, which explained fiat currency and fractional reserve banking. This went viral as well, explaining to people how your money is nothing, how they can just mass produce it, tricking you into working really, really hard for no reason. And then you realize you are living in a house of cards. That documentary comes out and then just give it a minute. The 2008 crash happens. A lot of people got smacked in the face and this shattered trust. I'm not saying these documentaries are true and correct. I am not saying that 9/11, the Loose Change video is true and correct. I am saying for a lot of people, it shatters their worldview.
Yeah, they might not have all true data in all those movies, but it was enough to get me inspired to start researching that stuff.
Well, if those 2 documentaries did that for a handful of people, because I had never heard of that. COVID did that to scores of people, right? Because, it's a little hard to quantify all the stuff going on with, currency manipulation or fabrication or whatever's going on. I hear about the 9/11 conspiracy. I don't know about that. But you tell me that I need to wear a mask from the entrance of the restaurant all the way until I sit down, and then I can take my mask off, and now I'm okay. And that is enough. That is so close and so tangible for enough people to go, all right.
Hold on there a minute.
F you.
Have you seen the meme where it's a guy standing up and COVID is coming at his face and then he's sitting down and it goes over his head?
They put up those plastic barriers between tables so you're fine.
Right.
I went to a restaurant that it was in Frederick, the buildings are very small. They're old buildings and the restaurant was very, very small. And I walk in the front door and I'm standing 5 feet from the seat and they're like, you got to put a mask on. And I was like, I'll just sit down. And they're like, you got to put a mask on first. And I'm like, I'm going to literally say, if I sit down, I don't got to wear the mask, right? Like, they kicked me out.
Oh, no.
Or I should say, they insisted I wear it. I refused and left.
I'm just saying, like, if those 2 documentaries, like, deconstructed your institutional trust, COVID, oh my gosh, with so many people, like now, even like all the moms in my world, they're like, I will never trust my doctor again.
So and you are in Seattle. I mean, that's significant.
This is what happened to me. I went through this phase of I will never trust anyone. I do not trust anyone. And this is like, I'm still reeling from that 15 years ago. But like a lot of people I imagine are going through that right now with what just happened.
Well, like with institutions. But who do you trust? You have personal relationships you trust.
Kind of. I mean, it wrecked me. This. I thought I was the good guy growing up. I'm part of the Empire. I feel like one of the stormtroopers, and I'm trying to like fix the system, but the Death Star is still heading towards Alderaan. I don't know what to do.